races is finishing races and finishing well.
Yeah, and consistently. Jim Hunter, by the way, was sitting there with Rusty Wallace, Vice President of Corporate Communications with NASCAR. Maybe he can communicate with the people controlling the weather and change things here as the rain continues to come down. Have you ever had a situation, it hasn't come to this yet, but where you were crew chiefing and they started a race, you got a portion through like we are here, 66 laps, and then you had to continue it the next day? Yeah,
we have, and as we see right here, the pace cars going around. Buster Alton, our pace car driver, he's actually looking at the racetrack and trying to make a determination of how much water is on the racetrack right now. It may sound a little bit strange, but the racetrack has to drain, and he'll be probably checking some of the drain areas to make sure everything's working well there and to make a decision whether we're going to fire the dryers back up. But yes, I have, and the hardest thing that you deal with when you stop a race, just like right now, is getting everybody back up and getting everybody back basically on the game plan that you set earlier. When you get ready to start a race, you call everybody together, you talk about your game plan, your strategy, you try to get everybody motivated. Coach Gibbs earlier, or Joe Gibbs earlier, keep wanting to call him Coach.
Yeah, he still responds to Coach.
He likes to talk about football and racing being so close together. You really do a lot of the same things that you do in a football team. You get the guys together, you try to get them pumped up, you go get your driver, you make sure he's got his game face on, and you talk over everything. When you go out there and you want to start this race and it doesn't happen, well, it takes that little edge off, much less if you had to wait another 10 or 12 hours to get everybody back up and get them on the game plan that you wanted them to be on the day before. It's hard.
And crews waiting things out. Matt Kenseth's group. What's the latest you ever were crew chiefing and had a race run through the night?
I would have to say it was probably Atlanta, one of the last couple of years that I worked with Jack Roush. I believe we were there till about like 11:36 at night. But it may have been also Charlotte one year. I think when we did our rain delay, we were pretty late that night. That was after midnight.
That wasn't the anniversary of the
witching hour
of the squirt gun, was it? We got super soaked.
Yeah. I was going to say Buddy, we got to come up with a game plan.
We're coming up. I'm going to get Kevin Harvick to help me out to attack Dick Berger and Matt Yoakum. And I heard Steve Burns, even though he wasn't part of it there, that he helped set it up when he was at a different location.
I believe one thing.
What's that?
The other two guys we know are guilty.
Okay.
Now, with Steve Burns, he may back those guys, but I don't think he had anything to do with it. He's just not that way. You know, he's one of those men who work on pit road, but he's not a schemer and a conniver. I believe them guys up in the booth, the ones who did it.
You think they had something to do with it?
Yeah.
All right, we'll get Oliver Stone to look into this when Steve Burns does the Sterling Marlin story. It's coming up on Fox. We're going to take a quick – that was a terrific impression. He always does that for us. I'm glad the audience got to see Steve Burns do Sterling Marlin. All right, we're going to try to do this rain dance a little more when we come back on FX. Welcome back live in Richmond, Virginia, and the rain falling at the Richmond International Raceway. We've been on for, I believe it's 4 hours. We have 66 laps of racing in. They're refueling the jet dryers or
hair dryers.
All right. Now that started out when I referred to them as blow dryers because our producer Neil Goldberg said, "Oh, look, blow dryers." And of course,
but he's got no hair.
Yeah. Well, don't tell the audience that. But anyway, so then Kevin Harvick exposes I'm talking about my hair dryer out here, and. Anyway, we're having some fun. By the way, the Haminator, you heard us talk about it, and if you were with us last year at the Winston, we had the rain delay here in FX, and we got ambushed with the Super Soakers with Matt Yoakum, right, and Dick Berggren.
Yeah, dirty Dick Berggren.
And then we were like nailed to the Hollywood Hotel, and they just soaked us, made big headlines. So we have now the Haminator. Jeff is ready. This is a sneak peek, show the audience what the Haminator.
Just to let them know that if they come after us, we're ready. Yeah.
It says the Haminator is the beginning of the end of the Hollywood Hotel. It's a way to super soak those guys.
That's
Although
right.
Tonight, I think we're all a little soaked, as a matter of fact.
The only thing I'm worried about right now, they got rain gear.
Yeah, well, we'll take care of that.
Okay, we'll take care of that.
Yeah, the leader, the guy who created the coup. Right. He tried to overthrow the Hollywood
Dirty
Hotel.
Dick Berggren, I think.
All right, Dick Berggren is standing by. Dick?
You guys just don't get too wound up about this thing. I got my buddy Ray Evernham here, and I remember that car that you called Rex that you brought to Lowe's Motor Speedway for the Winston and just clobbered everybody with that thing with all that trick stuff on it. What are we going to do to the hotel? You got any ideas of what we can do to the hotel? I mean, these guys are looking to get us. We're not going to let that happen.
Is it on wheels?
Yeah.
I just hook a truck to it and drag it down the road.
You're out of here, guys. How's your hot rods tonight?
Jeremy looked like he was pretty good. He said the car was good. Took a little bit of time for it to come in. It was just a little bit tight. We made an adjustment. A lot of guys stayed out, and we didn't have a great first pit stop and lost some spots. I think we got up to about 12th, and now we're back to 21st. But he said the car's real good. Haven't talked to Bill. They made some adjustments on his. He's got a long way to go, but his car was good in practice yesterday.
You having fun as a car owner?
Some days yes and some days no.
What are the good days? What makes it a good day?
When I get to work on stuff, at Talladega when we were building cows and things like that. But it's different. I am having fun, but, it's like having 3 kids. You want them all to do good, and some days that's just not possible.
Know what you mean. All right. Good luck when the rain stops, which we hope will be soon.
All right, thanks, Dick. That was a good suggestion by Ray Everett if he wanted to attack the Hollywood.
Don't be telling them that.
Yeah. By the way, I want to thank our camera crew. You can look at the Hollywood Hotel, our audio technician, production crew, everybody in the hotel, the booth, been with us all night. I mean, behind the scenes, keeping us on the air, keeping us rolling. And hopefully, they're not singing in the rain. They're singing the blues that this race is not taking place, but there's still a chance. We're holding out hope. We're 66 laps through the Pontiac Excitment 400. You're watching FX Live in Richmond, Virginia, and we'll be back whether you like it or not.
Rain is falling through the mist of sorrow that's surrounding me. The sun could never
FX welcomes you back live here in Richmond, Virginia, and we've had a rain delay, and then we got the race started, and then after 66 laps, you see what's happening now. So people are waiting it out, and we're hoping that NASCAR will make a determination one way or another and try to get the Pontiac Excitement 400 in. In the meantime, let's go down to Dick Berger. He's with Dave Blaney. Had a good run last week. Dick?
Yeah, but these Winston Cup drivers, none of these guys make enough money. They all make $1 million a year or more. So Dave Blaney went out and bought himself a race car track so that he could pad his wallet a little bit more. Sharon Speedway, how's it going so far as a new track owner?
Well, opening night was tonight, and I got some reports we had a big crowd, but I need to confirm that.
What was your weather?
It was good up there. I think we're the only rain here.
What was the weather last week when it was supposed to be opening night?
Nah, rain.
Not really. What does a promoter do when it rains at a little short track like yours?
I don't know. I'm not a promoter. I guess you look at the people in the stands and count your I don't know.
Count your losses anyway, huh? You had a good run last week. What's cooking? That car just looked terrific.
Well, we're getting better and better. Our team, we're inching along and making strides. Sometimes it's slower than what you want, but we are. And, man, the first half of this race, we went forward fast, and then we went backwards just as fast.
How can you do that? How can, in one run, you go forward and then backward?
I don't know. That's what I was asking Ryan. How can we do that?
Ryan's your crew chief, Ryan Pemberton.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know how we were so good and then got so bad, but we needed the rain. We need to fix that thing and go back racing.
You need a pit stop?
Yeah, we pitted and changed air pressure a little bit, and we'll see what it does. But, yeah, we're still a little confused.
Well, we are, too. We keep thinking it's going to stop raining, and it keeps raining. To Matt.
Well, Dick, tomorrow, Tiger Tom Baldwin Sr. will line up for battle in the NASCAR Featherlight Modifieds. Tonight, his son. You finished second here a couple of times with the old man in the Modified, didn't you?
Yeah, we've had some success here in the past in the Modifieds, and, cars running real good. The cat cars running real good tonight, and, it's a brand new car, in-house car, and from the ground up we built back at the shop. And first lap on the track, I knew it was going to be a good car, just the attitude of the car. And after qualifying, we didn't do much. We just untaped it and changed a little left rear spring there, and had a good happy hour and left the car alone all night. In my mind, I said that's a good baseline. And the car really took off in the beginning. He was just riding at the end there, and real pleased. If I didn't hit 100 lug nuts in the back, we probably would have come out ahead of the 2 in the 30. But I think we're good enough to get back by him today. We're real calm today. It's been an awesome weekend for the Cat 22 Dodge, and I hope it just keeps going. I don't know what the weather's going to do, but we'll race tomorrow probably.
Now, you told me this is a brand new race car, but back in the Modifieds, you had a couple brand new race cars that you debuted. I think one was called the Fisher for some reason. That was a very fast race car in its debut.
Yeah, we had 2. We had a car that we called the Bronx Bomber that me and my dad and about 4 other of us put together. We bought it, and the guy owned it, who owned it was in the Bronx, and about 40-50 miles from our hometown, and they towed it down in a tow truck with a dolly, and the thing was just wheeling there. It pulled up to the shop. Me and my dad looked at each other and went, oh no. But we worked day and night for about three days straight on it, and got it to the racetrack, set on the pole, and won the race, led every lap at Riverhead Raceway, a big tour race we had there. And we called that the Bronx Bomber. The Fisher, I built the body on the 8 car with Steve Park driving the Sunoco car, and it was a real wide car. I built a lot of downforce in it, so I thought back then. And Park looked at it and goes, man, that thing looks like a snowplow. And they'll Fisher snowplows from up north, and we'll just call it the Fisher. And that thing won a lot of races also. But, you know, some good old times there. The modifieds are going to be running the Spring Sizzler tomorrow at Stafford Motor Speedway. And I'm real excited. We're going to be testing in a couple weeks at the Thompson Speedway with the Cup car on a Monday and Tuesday, do some testing. And I'm real excited about getting back to my home roots there and seeing that track and seeing some people. But, you know, real happy with the Cat car. Car's run real good, and looking forward to getting this race on the way.
He's also excited because next Saturday night, Mike, Tommy Baldwin Jr. will marry Beth Bruce in Charlotte, North Carolina.
And I'd like to say hi to her because she's back home getting out. She got operated on back on Wednesday. Hope she's doing good. I'll see you when I get home. Mike?
Thanks, Matt. Well, what Tommy will be doing tomorrow on what should have been his day off is racing. They have finally stuck a fork in this. We're done for tonight. We're going to go racing tomorrow and pick up where we left off.
Well, I think we'll be glad. I think we come. I'm glad as we can be under the circumstances. I don't think we'd ever get the thing dry again tonight. And tomorrow it's going to be sunny. It's going to be a beautiful day, about 70 degrees. I think the guys will be happy. I think we'll get a great show.
Now, Richmond, like many communities, have what in the East are called blue laws, and you can't fire engines or make any of that kind of noise before 12 noon.
Yeah, I think that's the deal. I think probably will start the race around noon tomorrow is what I've been hearing. So I don't know that that's official, but that's what I've been hearing.
11:30 pre-race here on FX for our pre-race show, and then we'll pick up at 66 laps complete of 400 tomorrow. So glad you folks could join us on our long day's journey into night. We're going to fix breakfast and send you back down to I think it's almost breakfast time, back down to the Hollywood Hotel.
All right, thanks, guys. And, yeah, I guess it was Jeff Burton who had the nickname Rain Man because he had won 3 straight rain-shortened races. But actually, since 1990, Jeff Gordon has won a total of 4. That's the most rain-shortened races. But in this case, we won't have to worry about that because it's just a race that's carried over until tomorrow. And with good weather in the forecast, they should be able to complete all the laps necessary.
Yeah, if you go by what the weather map showed, we will definitely have clear skies tomorrow, and we should have a great racing. Again, another variable. The guys have been testing under the lights, practicing, qualifying. Now they got to run a race in the daylight. So the guys will be going back to the haulers right now trying to anticipate how hot's it going to be tomorrow. We talked about track temperature today, about 50 degrees. Well, tomorrow it may be back up around 70, 80, or 90 degrees if the sun comes out. So it'll be very interesting and exciting.
So the first night race of the year is not going to happen. It'll be a day race in Richmond or the continuation thereof after 66 laps with Dale Jarrett leading here. Thanks to all of you who stayed with us throughout this rainy evening in Virginia here on FX. Thanks to all the drivers who chatted with us and their crews, and to our production crew that worked so hard. We'll see you tomorrow, 11:30 Eastern, on FX from Richmond, Virginia. From all of us here, enjoy. Stay dry. We'll see you. FX welcomes you live to blue skies in the Richmond International Raceway, where the rain has stopped, and we're expecting a crowd of maybe up to 100,000, hoping to continue and conclude the Pontiac Excitment 400. Yes, the sequel. We're back by popular demand. It's a great way to kickstart your Sunday.